story.
Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting of the Stratford Board of Education to order. It is 7:15. Today is Monday, May 22nd, 2023. We do have a quorum, and I'm going to hand it off to Mrs. Wiltsey for our invocation and pledge.
Thank you very much. Would everyone please stand? We beseech you, Almighty God, to bless this meeting of the Board of Education, so guide and rule over our hearts and minds that all our deliberations and decisions may be in accordance with your will and lead to the advancement and welfare of the community of Stratford for whom we serve. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
I neglected to introduce myself, by the way. Sorry, I'm Andrea Corcoran, I'm board chair. We're going to start off this evening with our student representative reports and Ms. Tara Etienne from Bunnell High School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tara Etienne, and it is my pleasure to be addressing you this evening. I would like to thank all the board members and my administrators for giving me this opportunity to be the representative for Bunnell this school year. And thank you for your patience during my lengthy and sometimes elaborate reports. You listen with such ease and kindness. News 12 attended the Men of Color Leadership Group meeting on May 10th. The story is scheduled to air this Wednesday, May 24th. Over 20 members of MOC attended the inaugural Alpha Esquires Leadership Summit this past weekend at the Baldwin Center. Over 100 6th through 12th grade boys from across New England and the tri-state area attended this powerful event. MOC members were able to learn from their Alpha mentors while building connections with middle school students from Flood and Worcester. The second annual MOC banquet will be held on May 31st at Housatonic Community College. Living in Color members continue to meet weekly to plan fundraising events and field trips for next year. On May 17th, the LNC was visited by 3 of the founding members from the class of 2022. They shared about their experiences during the school year, during their first year of college, and talked about their vision for the future of LNC. MOC would like to give a special thanks to myself and Jakai Pavlis for all the hard work and dedication they have shown to these organizations. Last Thursday on May 18th, 25 Haitian descent students took a field trip to Town Hall to witness the Haitian flag being raised on Haitian Flag Day. We were joined by Mayor Laura Hoyt. Students in AP courses have been busy taking AP exams in May. Juniors and seniors have the opportunity to participate in Career Day on May 24th. Counselors have been meeting with students and families who receive 504 accommodations and updating their plans for the next school year. Additionally, they have been attending transition meetings for incoming grade 9 students. School counselors have started resolving schedule conflicts for the 2023-2024 school year and continue to work with students on academic advising. Our spring concert will be held on May 23rd in the VHS Auditorium. Color Guard and Drumline have already started training for the fall 2023 season. Chang Can Dunk has been seen by over 4 million households. Multiply that by the number of people on average who live in each household, and the film has had a very nice audience in the first 2 months in release. Thank you so much for coming out and supporting our spring musical Mean Girls High School Edition. The show was a tremendous success and was an amazing way to come back after 4 years without a musical. We are looking forward to next year's productions. Thank you again for all your support through the 2022-2023 school year. The music department spring concert is tomorrow at 7 p.m. The concert will feature the concert choir and select choir. Tickets will be on sale at the door and are available online for $3. Please come out and support the many ensembles and the exceptional work the music department has put in. Also, thank you for supporting the many fundraisers through the year and in an effort to get choir uniforms. We hope to purchase them at the beginning of the next school year. Bunnell Student Government Association is conducting its final Spirit Week of the year with a Versus theme, which consists of Baller versus Scholar, Barbecue Dad versus Soccer Mom, and Teachers versus Students, where teachers dress as students and students dress as teachers. Finally, student government is running the elections for rising seniors, rising juniors, and rising sophomore class council officers, as well as the elections for student government officers, all positions to begin in 2023-2024 school year. Interact volunteered at Sterling House sorting food donations at the beginning of the month, participated in the Stratford Day of Service this past weekend, and will be volunteering at Second Hill Lane's Field Day this Friday. Interact has been preparing activity ideas for the Main Street Festival on June 3rd. Bulldogs in Training ended with a wonderful field day on May 19th. Second Hill Lane 6th graders and Flood 8th graders came over to BHS and enjoyed a barbecue in the backyard games with Bulldogs in Training leaders. Carter Rodriguez, boys tennis, and Megan Camperlengo, softball, were recognized as the May Athletes of the Month. Former BHS volleyball standout Maddie Mendezabal was inducted into the Bunnell High School Athletics Hall of Fame on May 11th. Additionally, 65 senior students, athletes were recognized for their athletic achievement and contributions to BHS. Bunnell hosted the SWC Outdoor Track Championships today and the Unified Sports versus BHS faculty kickball game on May 24th. The Bunnell football team, led by Coach Ty, had their preseason meeting for all current players and incoming freshmen on May 18th to meet the coaches and future teammates. Over 120 players attended. 15 BHS students are scheduled to take the CNA exam on either June 1st or June 7th. Students have worked very hard all year to prepare for this exam. It will include both a written and skills portion of the test. All students who pass will be able to work in healthcare immediately, and several organizations have reached out to provide job opportunities. Lastly, today, Bunnell has officially become a No Place for Hate school. This program is student-led, which improves school climate that fits the school's unique culture and needs. Thank you for your time and have a nice rest of your evening.
Thank you, Tara. And from Stratford High School, Tiana Golding.
Good evening. As this meeting is the final meeting of the 2022-2023 school year, I want to start by thanking Dr. Osunde and the Stratford Board of Education for this amazing experience. It has been an honor to report to you on a monthly basis on all of the wonderful things that take place at SHS. May is the time when students are recognized for their hard work over the past 4 years. Over the course of the past month, we have had the following students honored for their excellence. CIAC Arts Awards held at the Aqua Turf. This award is given to students who demonstrate excellence in the classroom, specifically in areas of art and music. The 2023 recipients for SHS were Music, Latifa Karim, and Art, Madalena Petch. SWC Athletic Leadership Awards were held at the Atrium on May 4th. This Southwest Conference Award highlights student athletes for their leadership both on the field and in the classroom. Joe Busca and Ashley Cortez were awarded this. SWC Unified Sports Awards were presented to an athlete and their partner for their commitment to the unified sports. Jalen Diaz, Unified Athlete, and Emily Silverman, Unified Partner. CIAC Scholar Athlete Award winners were presented their awards on May 7, 2023 at the Aqua Turf Club. This award is given to student athletes who distinguish themselves from other students through a commitment to academic and athletic success. SHS was honored to present these awards to Jadea Nekwe and Amos Kolocho. On April 25th, SHS hosted the annual District Jazz Night. Schools from across the district came together to showcase their talents. It was an amazing night for all. Deb McNeil and her culinary students prepared food for the Baldwin Center Volunteers Brunch. 20 residents were treated to this amazing feast completed solely by the SHS students. May 1st marked the start of AP testing at Stratford High School. This continued through Friday, May 12th. 213 AP students took exams this year. They will receive their scores in July and are given the opportunity to share with colleges. The talents of SHS students were on full display on Tuesday, May 9th and Tuesday, May 16th, as the SHS hosted their spring concerts and art show. These nights are truly amazing, and as it was apparent to everyone that attended just how wonderful our students are. Their performances reminded us that hard work and commitment really pay off. Congratulations to all the SHS student performers and staff who worked to make this happen. On Wednesday, May 10th, the 21st Century After School Grant Program traveled to the Stratford Baldwin Center to host a prom for the senior citizens in Stratford. The Baldwin Center was filled with music as the honored guests danced, ate, and had a wonderful time. Later that night, the SHS Hall of Fame Senior Athletic Recognition Dinner was held on Wednesday, May 10th at Vizano's in Stratford. Stratford High School is honored to have inducted the following student athletes into our Hall of Fame. Dana Paulino, class of 2003, basketball and softball. Adam Kaplan, class of 2002, baseball. And Brandon Sherrod, class of 2010, basketball. Also that night, SHS honored SHS art teacher Sarah Vacola with the Community Spirit Award, and Bob Baird was also honored posthumously with the prestigious Distinguished Service Award. Thursday, May 18th, was the Stratford High School Scholarship Award ceremony. This amazing night provides seniors opportunities to offset the cost of attending school. Stratford High School awarded a total of $382,000 to graduating seniors. On behalf of our senior class, I would like to thank all of the donors who helped make this night happen. Earlier today, we held 2 events. The first was our Senior Acceptance Day, and the following was the FAFSA Celebration event, where our school counseling department organized an event to celebrate our senior class and their plans following high school. Through the FAFSA challenge, we were able to raffle off 5 amazing prizes that included iPods, an iWatch, and 3 laptop computers. Following that, SHS held their Scholastic and Service Awards for all grade levels. Over 200 students were recognized for both their excellence in the classroom and their commitment to various clubs and activities. I would also, on behalf of Stratford High School, thank Mr. Marash, Mrs. Derrick, and Mrs. McNeil for their years of teaching service in Stratford. While we are sad to see them retire, we wish the best of luck and years of happiness. I, along with my senior classmates, are looking forward to the end of the school year. These next few weeks are filled with many celebrations of our hard work over the last 4 years, and we truly appreciate these opportunities. We look forward to seeing you on June 12th at our graduation. Thank you again for this amazing opportunity this year. It has been an honor to talk with you each month about what is happening at Stratford High School. Have a great summer.
Tara and Tiana, on behalf of the Board of Education, thank you guys so much for presenting us each month with your eloquent report with such poise, and we will miss you and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, so thank you. Oh, sorry. It's me again. We have so many exciting presentations tonight, so I'm going to hand it off to Dr. Asante.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We certainly have some big shoes to fill with those 2 individuals. Thank you so much for your commitment, not just to your schools, but to the Stratford Public Schools. So it's a full house here tonight, and it's an exciting time. May is usually one of my favorite board meetings. We get a chance to give some outstanding students and some outstanding staff members their flowers, figuratively and literally. Tonight we're going to recognize some outstanding individuals who stood out amongst their peers. And we will begin with the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education's Student Leadership Awards. I know this has been a point of excitement for Board Member Cupie, and we have some outstanding students who will get introduced by their school principals. But before I call up the first school to introduce our students, I would like to share with our audience the attributes that our students were selected against. And some of these attributes include a willingness to take on challenges, capability to make difficult decisions, concern for others, ability to work with others, a willingness to commit to a project, diplomacy, the ability to understand issues clearly, and the ability to honor a commitment. Across their time at each school, these students have demonstrated one or more of these attributes, and they have separated themselves from a talented pool of individuals. So at this time, I would like to call up, beginning with Flood Middle School Principal Rodriguez, to introduce the two recipients. And after Mr. Rodriguez reads the bio, we'll ask the family to join us up front for a picture.
Thank you, Dr. Sunday and the board, for the opportunity to speak about two of the amazing students that we have at Flood Middle School who demonstrate the attributes that Dr. Sunday just spoke about. Our first student is Celine Conti. Celine, come on up. Celine is joined tonight by her parents, Joseph and Jamie. And Celine is a student of unprecedented character. She consistently demonstrates a commitment to kindness and leadership. You can often find Celine in the classroom quietly leading her group to deeper, more profound theme. As a leader, she is unassuming yet determined. She guides her fellow classmates with a contagious smile and positive modeling. Celine has an innate ability to positively influence her peers in class. It is remarkable and tangible. Teachers have noted how Celine's presence in class creates a positive climate and learning atmosphere. Because Celine is so well liked and respected by her peers, her influence is wide and deep. This is also how she leads her fellow dancers on the Flood Middle School dance team. She can be found encouraging them both on and off the stage. Likewise, she has participated in philanthropic community events such as the Vicky Soto 5K and the Vicky Soto Down and Dirty Race. Even at this young age, she has a genuine desire to positively impact her community. Celine's commitment to understanding is evident through her self-advocacy, curiosity, and grit. Celine works incredibly hard to demonstrate high standards of workmanship.
Family, come up.
Our next student is Anthony Darbilli. Anthony, come on up. Anthony is a student leader whose diligence and care for others distinguishes him as one of the most outstanding students at Flood. He is a well-rounded individual who participates in a variety of activities, including track and field and chess club. He has been involved with the jazz band and pep band and is currently a member of the National Junior Honor Society. Anthony is committed to helping others. As a part of his church community, Anthony is president of the Church Board for Teens and president of Teen Volunteering Efforts. Anthony's benevolent endeavors extend to the Bridgeport Rescue Mission, where he prepares lunches for people in need. Anthony is devoted to the Bunnell High School marching band, for which he is the leader of bass drums. He's also the bass drum leader for the Bunnell Indoor Drum Line. At Flood, Anthony leads by example. He's an outstanding student who can be found assisting others. He gladly gives up his own time to help tutor peers and encourage others to do their best. He takes on all challenges, honors all commitments, and leads with diplomacy. Anthony Darbilli.
Thank you, Principal Grigas. And at this time, I'd like to call up Worcester Middle School Administrator, Mr. Jim Singletary.
Thank you, Dr. Sunday and Stratford Board of Education. I as well would like to thank you both for the opportunity to honor two wonderful students and Wildcats at Worcester Middle School. I will start with our first recogee, Miss Asha Aurelis Pacheco. Why don't you come on up? There we go. Asha is joined tonight by her mother and grandmother. She is one of Worcester Middle School's selections for the 2023 CABE Award. Asha is a highly motivated, kind, responsible, and mature young lady. She consistently goes above and beyond the expectations of an 8th grade student. Not only is Asha a hardworking and dedicated student with a commendable academic record, she is also a compassionate, caring, and respectful young lady. She has a tremendous work ethic and strives to do her very best. Her teachers indicate that she gives 150% effort in everything she does. She sets high standards for herself, while at the same time, she offers help and support to other students. Her peers respect and admire Asha, as do her teachers. Asha is a born leader. She is the co-founder and lead facilitator of the Climate Change Club at the Boys and Girls Club and the junior cheer captain of her cheerleading team. Asha is an active member and involved member of the National Junior Honor Society and a member of Worcester's cross-country team. In addition to her strong academic and extracurricular records, Asha is actively involved in the community with many varied volunteer efforts. She is passionate about theater and has participated in several theater productions. She views herself as an agent of change, engaging in community protests to bring awareness and support to various causes, such as gay marriage, reproductive rights, and the rights of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. This summer, Asha will be facilitating a peaceful protest to bring awareness to queer youth rights to promote a safe environment for queer youth. It is Asha's commitment to both her school and community, her strong work ethic, her sense of self, as well as her ability to serve as a role model and leader for others that make her an exemplary recipient of the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education Award. Congratulations. Worcester Middle School is proud to recognize our second CABE Award winner, Cameron Hall. Come on over. Cameron tonight is joined by his mother and siblings. He is a kind, respectful, and motivated young man. He has shown consistent effort during his 2 years at Worcester, earning all A's in every class. An exemplary role model. He is an exemplary role model to his peers. Cameron's attitude is consistently positive and respectful. Teachers say that Cameron is always helpful and responsible. He takes on leadership roles in group work. He assists his teachers with decorating bulletin boards and helps to distribute materials and clean up the classroom. He is willing to take on challenging work and goes the extra mile to ensure that his work is done to the best of his ability. He is a great self-advocate when he needs academic support, and he always wants to ensure that his assignments are done correctly and completely. When asked what motivates him, Cameron said, quote, "My mom is an inspiration to me, and she is my role model. My education is most important because I want to live a good life, and getting a good education will provide me with great opportunities." Cameron is an avid runner who participated in cross-country at Worcester as well as track this spring. He wants to follow in his sister's footsteps and become a camp counselor at the South End Community Center this summer. Cameron is also a member of the National Junior Honor Society. Cameron is an asset to our school community. It is his commitment to his personal growth and to his education that make him a deserving recipient of the Connecticut Association of Boards of Education Award. Congratulations, Cameron. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for allowing us to present our wonderful students, Dr. Singh.
You know, I always attend these meetings with mixed feelings because whenever I hear all the amazing things our kids do, it makes me want to go back to middle school and high school and do things a little bit different. At this time, I'd like to call up Dr. Graff to introduce Bunnell High School student recipients.
Good evening, everyone. It is my honor to be here addressing you all this evening. I am pleased to introduce our first CABE recipient, Mr. Jakai Pavelis. Come on up here, Jakai. Jakai is an outstanding student and one of our school's most visible leaders. He is the son of Jennifer and Mark Pavelis. Jakai demonstrates excellence in the classroom and in his many leadership roles, both in the school and local community. Academically, Jakai has taken a rigorous program of study throughout high school, which includes 14 honors courses and 5 advanced placement classes. He has achieved an impressive cumulative weighted GPA of 3.49. Jakai is interested in pursuing a career in forensic psychology and law enforcement. During his years at Bunnell, Jakai has been an active and contributing member of the student body. Jakai has been an exceptional school leader in diversity and equity-related initiatives both in and outside of our school community. Jakai helped create the Men of Color Leadership Group, of which he is vice president, and some of our members are here cheering him on this evening. The Men of Color Leadership Group focuses on giving students of color the opportunity to discuss issues about race in a safe space and to participate in community service outreach projects in the school and local community. He has worked in collaboration with the BHS Yale Inspired Ed Club to organize and facilitate a first annual cultural showcase last year and second annual cultural showcase this school year. Jakai was recognized by the Stratford Rotary Club and was the recipient of the Thurgood Marshall Award for his role in the Men of Color Leadership Group, which has received both regional and statewide recognition. He was also awarded the Bunnell High School Leadership Award for his leadership and organizational skills in numerous school, climate, cultural diversity, and equity-related initiatives. His exceptional leadership contributions also extend to his involvement in the District Superintendent's Student Advisory Committee and the Bunnell Student Council. In addition to the aforementioned activities, Jakai was a member of the Bunnell varsity football and baseball teams. Jakai is extremely well-liked by his administration, faculty, and peers, and this year he was selected as our 2023 Prom King. We can clap for that. Through his leadership endeavors and service projects, he has demonstrated a willingness to give back to the community of Stratford and make a positive difference in the world around him. He is certainly an outstanding role model to his fellow classmates and teammates. He has the intellectual capacity, leadership capability, drive, and the personal qualities that will continue to enable him to be successful at the collegiate level and the world beyond. He is a student who represents what is best and brightest at Bunnell and the town of Stratford. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jakai Pavelis. Our next CABE recipient is someone with whom you are very familiar, Miss Tara Etienne. Tara, come on up to the podium. Tara is the beloved daughter of Marie and the late Wilnique Etienne. Tara attributes her drive and dedication to her studies to her parents, who have placed great emphasis on their children's education. Tara holds an impressive weighted GPA of 3.92 and has been enrolled in a rigorous course of study throughout high school. This course of studies includes 17 honors courses and 8 AP ECE courses. Tara is also enrolled in the Medical Pathway Pre-Nursing Program and plans on pursuing her post-secondary studies at Sacred Heart University, where she will major in nursing. Tara's leadership capacity is vast. Some highlights include Stratford Public Schools Board of Education Student Liaison, Bunnell Student Government President, drum major of our award-winning marching band, indoor track captain, and president of the Ushers Guild, as well as being a member of HOSA, Link Crew, and Living in Color. She has also been a recipient of several underclassmen awards, including a Junior Leadership Book Award last year. As a member of the marching band, she has played a key role in our 3 recent state championships. Tara has performed with the BHS Marching Band, Concert Band, and our elite wind ensemble in the national champion Bunnell Indoor Drumline. In addition to her extracurriculars, Tara is also highly visible in her church community, where she serves as a member of the youth ministry. Tara is highly dependable and a natural-born leader. She is revered not only as a student leader, but as a mature, self-reliant adult. She can be seen everywhere in Bunnell, including the main office, on a daily basis, and is present at nearly every student school event. Her leadership is unwavering, as is her stamina and energy. I don't know how she does it. Her character is also unblemished. She carries herself with the highest integrity and serves as an outstanding role model to her peers. Tara shows great commitment and confidence in her decisions. Peers and adults alike respect Tara so much, which again is evidenced in the fact that she was nominated and voted as our prom queen this year, alongside Jakai. And I promise you that was not planned, but we cheered for joy when we saw Tara and Jakai's names come out as the winners. Tara is a great steward to the Bunnell and Greater Stratford communities, and we are very proud of her and all of her contributions. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Tara Etienne.
You all are setting the bar pretty high with that royalty stuff. We did not know it was planned. Congratulations. Super proud of those 2 individuals. I had a chance to meet them early in their junior years. It's been just a pleasure to watch you both grow into who you are over the last 2 years. At this time, I'm calling up Principal of Stratford High School, Mr. Jack Delviano.
Thank you, Dr. Sunday. Thank you to the Stratford Board of Education, and congratulations to the CABE winners from both Flood, Worcester, and also Bunnell High School. At this time, I'd like to honor the 2 juniors who are Stratford High School's CABE Leadership Award winners for the 2023 school year. At this time, I'd like Angie Amanda Gott to come up here, please. Angie is the daughter of D'Amica and Angelucci Manigat. Angie is driven, creative, and passionate member of the Stratford High School community. Angie is a standout student with an impressive 4.1 GPA who has taken over 17 honors and AP level courses at Stratford High School. In the classroom, Angie has been described as being energetic and involved.
This year, she represented Stratford High School student body by participating in student panels from our Spring Point evaluation and by attending the CERT Dismantling Systemic Racism Conference. At the conference, Angie collaborated with several sponsors and created connections to bring unique student groups to Stratford High School. Angie's drive, commitment to social justice, and leadership can be seen beyond the classroom. She participates in numerous extracurricular activities such as student council, our debate club, our Black Student Union, orchestra, and competitive dance. In these clubs, she holds leadership positions such as co-president of the debate club and chess and class president. Angie is kind and gracious to all individuals. She looks forward to opportunities to learn from and about others. She embodies what it means to be an exclusive member of our community. Angie asks questions and inspires others to work harder. Her presence and aura make other students feel comfortable and ready to engage in the task at hand. Angie has shared hopes of becoming a lawyer. She will continue to push for justice and equity as she completes her senior year of high school and pursues education beyond. The Stratford community has been fortunate to bear witness to Angie's growth, and she will undoubtedly continue to represent this community with great excitement, grit, and dedication. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present to you the class of 2023 CABE Leadership nominee from Stratford High School, Angie Min. At this time, I'd like to call Daniel Brennan to the podium. Danny Brennan, is the son of Maura and Timothy Brennan. Danny is an enthusiastic, compassionate, and charismatic member of the Stratford High School community. Academically, Danny has pushed himself to succeed. This year, he is taking 6 classes at the honor or AP level. In the classroom, Danny is a role model who engages in conversations with his teachers, always asks questions, and is a strong participant in group discussions. This year, he represented Stratford High School as a student body representative with our Spring Point visit. In this role, Danny articulated his high school experience with the portrait of a graduate team and served as a peer tutor or peer tour guide for visiting students. Daniel's commitment and dedication for excellence span beyond the role in the classroom. He's been involved in several extracurricular activities at Stratford High School, including football, wrestling, lacrosse, our weightlifting club, and Link Crew. Daniel treats all individuals with respect and kindness. You can be sure that every time you see him in the hallway, he'll have a smile on his face and ask you how your day's going. His sincerity and compassion are radiant. He exemplifies what it means to lead by example each and every day. Danny's leadership abilities have been recognized by more than just faculty in our building. In fact, Daniel was selected to be one of 2 students to serve on our homecoming court and bring dance royalty to represent his junior class. Sorry about that. As Danny looks to his senior year and future aspirations, the opportunities are endless. He has a genuine desire to serve others and pursue a career simply helping other people. He has completed pathways in military training, firefighting, and EMS. And there's no doubt that whatever path he chooses, he will greatly impact the lives of others and represent the Stratford community doing so. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present to you Daniel Brennan.
Okay, to introduce our Youth at its Best recipients, starting with Bunnell High School, Dr. Katie Graff.
Thank you, Dr. Sunday. I'd like to call to the podium Alyssa Sanchez. Alyssa Sanchez holds a 4.06 GPA and is ranked number 20th in the junior class of Bunnell. She is interested in the field of computer science. In her spare time, she spends time at Bunnell participating in Link Crew, Scribe, cheerleading, and girls outdoor track. She's been inducted as a member of the Spanish National Honor Society and the National Honor Society. When not at school, she also dedicates her time volunteering at Sterling House and the Stratford Recreation Department. Congratulations, Alyssa. I'd now like to call Jessica Santos to the podium, our second recipient. Jessica Santos holds a 4.23 GPA and ranks number 6 in the junior class at Bunnell and is interested in the fields of chemical engineering and biochem. She demonstrates her commitment to her school and community by the numerous activities she is involved with. She is currently an active member of Link Crew, Marching Band, Interact, Student Gov, Ushers Guild, DECA, Living in Color, Girls in STEM, Letters for Destiny, Future Bulldogs, and the Women's Empowerment Clubs. Phew, how do you have time to do all of that? She is a recognized member of the English National Honor Society, Math Honor Society, and National Honor Society. When she's not participating in extracurriculars at Bunnell, she dedicates her time volunteering at the Stratford Public Library, St. Vincent's Medical Center, the YMCA, and Second Hill Lane. Congratulations, Jessica.
Okay, thank you. I'm seeing a lot of proud teacher moments. I'm seeing all the faces, all the Bunnell team over there taking pictures. Kristen Ruggard. At this time, I would like to call up to the podium Principal of Stratford High School, Jack Del Piano, to introduce this year's recipients.
At this time, I'd like to call Princess Kayambi up to the podium with me, please. Come on down, Princess. Princess is a motivated and compassionate rising senior at Stratford High School who has a strong work ethic and strives to attain her goals, both academically and personally. Princess is involved in numerous school activities, including concert choir, our debate club, Link Crew, and our Be Kind Club. In addition, she volunteers as a student helper at the Stratford Library in the Children's Department, and often serves as a volunteer at local community events. Princess takes advantage of every opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others. In spite of everything she does, she remains kind and humble. Her positive attitude and all that she does makes her an incredible role model in our community. She is well respected by her peers at Stratford High School. Simply put, she's an incredible role model for our entire community. Princess looks forward to attending a university where she can pursue a degree in business as she works towards her ultimate goal of attending law school with aspirations of becoming a corporate lawyer. Ladies and gentlemen, Princess. At this time, I ask that Kaylee Fuedo please join me at the podium. Kaylee is a kind, respectful, extremely determined student who continues to master course content and has earned a 4.09 GPA in her time at Stratford High School. Kaylee's efforts and diligence in the classroom are showcased through her hard work and dedication. She's continually challenging herself in high-rigor classes at Stratford High School. Throughout her high school career, she has taken and excelled in 11 honors level classes and 5 advanced placement courses. Kaylee's school community engagement has also added many layers of positivity she brings to Stratford High School and our greater community. She is a member of our National Honor Society, the National Science Honor Society, the National Art Honor Society, and Rho Kappa Society. She is the captain of the girls' swim team, member of our Wind Ensemble and Ushers Guild, and most importantly, she has high ambitions. She'd like to attend Brown University and study graphic design in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Kaylee Fuedo.
All right, thank you, Principal Della Piano. And to introduce our student recipients from Flood Middle School, Principal Greg Regas.
Hello again, everyone. Samira, come on up. Samira Tanko is an 8th grader at Flood Middle School, where she has been in the jazz band, pep band, advanced band, and runs spring track. She is a Lady Wizard ice hockey player at the Wonderland of Ice in Bridgeport, where she also teaches youngsters how to skate and learn the joys of hockey. She's also been an active Girl Scout for 9 years. She will be attending Bunnell High School and is a proud clarinetist in the Bunnell's Championship Marching Band. Samira looks forward to being in spring musicals and excelling in challenging math classes in high school, leading her to attend college for mechanical engineering. Congratulations, Samira. Our next student is Akshay Shriram. Come on up, Akshay. Akshay is also an 8th grader at Flood Middle School, and after reviewing other magnet schools' academic choices, he made the wise decision to attend Bunnell High School next year. The business-focused curriculum offered at Bunnell is in line with Akshay's career aspirations to study finance. potentially at a top-tier university. Many Bunnell graduates have been admitted to Ivy colleges and actually hopes to follow in their path. On the non-academic side, actually would like to be a member of the Jazz Band A and aims to become a chess grandmaster before college. Congratulations, Akshay.
Thank you, Principal Gregis. And to introduce our students from Worcester Middle School, School Administrator, Mr. Jim Singletary.
Thank you very much. I'd like to call Lydia Busby. Come on down. Lydia Busby is a 7th grader at Worcester Middle School. She is in many after-school clubs and programs, including Gardening and Aquaculture Club, Kindness Club, Track and Field, and participated as stage crew in the Worcester Flood School musical. She is in the Greater Connecticut Youth Orchestra's Sinfonia Orchestra and Jazz Band, playing both upright and electric bass. Lydia has always had a passion for the arts, both visual and performing, and draws in her free time. She also has always loved writing, and it started with winning the Women's History Month Stratford Essay Contest back in 2022. Lydia hopes to continue in the arts and eventually attend Juilliard School of Music after graduating high school. Congratulations. Nala Poo. Come on over. Nala Poo is an 8th grader at Worcester Middle School. She will be attending Stratford High for her 4 years in high school. Nala is striving into the career of forensic science as she is very interested in investigating and solving problems. She also has an interest in cello, which she had been playing for 5 years, and is in her school's orchestra. She desires to create different clubs in high school and be a role model for younger students. Congratulations.
And I will take the honor and privilege to introduce the next 2 individuals who will receive the student representative to the Stratford Board of Education recognition. These 2 individuals you've heard from already. These are 2 of the most impressive people I have had the chance to meet over the last 10 or so months. I know at the board level, and I speak on behalf of the board, we will miss you. We wish you So much success after you walk off the stage in your respective high schools. We know your schools will miss you, and I know your, your principals love and everything that you've contributed to your school communities. So with that, I'd like to call up both Tara and Tiana. Two amazing individuals who are going to go into the world and do amazing things. Tara, you're going to Sacred Heart next year? Studying what? Nursing. And Tiana, you are going to Hawaii after a gap year, for the gap year. Okay, you guys are really leveling up, right? I think growing up, I went to the Jersey Shore. You all are going to Hawaii. Congratulations, we're proud of both of you and everything you've done for your school communities. At this time, we are diving deeper into the academic recognitions. I'd like to call up Bunnell High School Principal, Dr. Katie Graff, to introduce the salutatorian as well as the valedictorian.
Thank you. Ms. Sophia Calzone, please come to the podium. Sophia Calzone is accompanied here tonight by her father, Mr. Mark Calzone, her mother, Mrs. Sarah Calzone, who is also a special education teacher at Vicky Soto School here in Stratford, her brother, Stephen Calzone, who will be a rising junior at Bunnell High School, and her grandmother. Sophia has earned the prestigious honor of graduating second among the class of 2023. Sophia has an impressive 4.34 weighted GPA and has earned no grade less than an A throughout her high school experience. Her excellence in and out of the classroom is exceptional. During her tenure at Bunnell, Sophia has completed 15 honor courses and 10 advanced placement courses. She has earned 26 ECE credits through UConn's ECE dual enrollment program. Because of her academic excellence and service to the community, Sophia was inducted into the National Honor Society, where she serves as vice president. Additionally, she is the member of the National Math Honor Society, the National English Honor Society, the National Science Honor Society, and the National Latin Honor Society. Over the past 4 years, Sophia has been awarded several awards in multiple subject areas for academic excellence at our Underclassmen Awards, particularly the St. Michael's Book Award. Sophia is involved in many aspects of our school community. She is a member of the Bulldogs in Training, which is a group of students who serve as role models to students who will attend Bunnell in years to come. Sophia specifically is assigned to students at Flood Middle School this year, where she tutors and mentors future Bulldogs. She is a member of the Bunnell High School stage program, where she has performed and been the lead in several theatrical productions, including A Christmas Story, Legally Blonde, Little Women, and The Quarantine Cabaret. And most recently, you might recognize Sophia as she played Karen in Mean Girls this weekend. By far my favorite character. You made me laugh all the way, Sophia. Sophia has been a 4-year member of our Health Occupations Club, HOSA. Throughout her HOSA career, she has been able to attend 2 state conferences where she presented presentations on forensic science and first aid CPR. Sophia has been a 4-year member of the marching band and a 2-year member of the Bunnell drumline, where she plays marimba and baritone. Since Sophia was 6 years old, she's been a member of the Girl Scout Troop 37163. She has been awarded the top silver and gold awards for service projects that she completed, which met the criteria for the Girl Scouts' highest honors. For her silver award, Sophia built dog ramps for a local park in Roosevelt Park, and for her gold award, Sophia built book exchange boxes that are placed in front of both Bunnell and Second Hill Lane. When Sophia leaves Bunnell, a piece of her will always remain. Sophia has a strong passion for creating fair and equitable opportunities for members of the community and wishes to incorporate this cause into her career when she enters the medical field upon completion of her post-secondary studies. Next year, Sophia will be attending the University of Vermont's Honors College, where she will be earning a pre-medical degree with a focus on biological science. Her motivation and willingness to work hard at all she does is something that sets her apart from other students and her peers. Not only does Sophia have the capacity to succeed, but she also has the drive and determination needed to reach the highest potential. We wish her the best of luck in her future endeavors. Please join me in congratulating our class of 2023 salutatorian, Sophia Alden. And I haven't seen him yet, but if he's here, would Dominic Puzo please join me at the podium? I would like to read Dominic's bio. Dominic is competing in the SWC Outdoor Track Championship event, so I'm not sure if he'll be joining us later on, but if I may, I'd like to read his bio and recognize him this evening. Dominic Puzo is the youngest of 3 children, Julianne and Anthony Puzo. Dominic is a gifted student who has demonstrated excellence both in the classroom and in the community. Academically, he's earned the prestigious honor of ranking #1 in his class with a cumulative weighted GPA of 4.36. He has taken the most rigorous program of studies, including 14 honors courses and 11 advanced placement UConn ECE dual enrollment courses. He has the potential upon graduation to earn 22 UConn ECE college credits. Dominic is a distinguished member of the National Honor Society and Mathematics Honor Society. He also received the College Board AP Scholar with Distinction Award for his exceptional scores on multiple advanced placement exams. In addition to these accolades, he received numerous awards for academic excellence, including most notably the Yale Book Award and the Rensselaer Math and Science Award for exceptional achievement in math and science, as well as countless undergraduate academic excellence awards over the past 3 years. Intellectually curious, Dominic possesses superior problem-solving, critical thinking skills, and analytical ability. His academic interests include mathematics, science, and engineering. Dominic is always willing to extend learning beyond the classroom and has been a participant in several New England Math League and American Mathematics competitions. Dominic is unmatched in his eagerness and desire to learn. He is naturally curious and enjoys figuring out why things happen and how they work. He plans to attend Purdue University and major in engineering in the fall. His passion for engineering is well suited for Dominic's innovative mindset, problem-solving ability, and exceptional strengths in mathematics and science. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Mr. Dominic Puzo as the valedictorian of the class of 2023.
Incredible, incredible, incredible. Congratulations to both Soph and Dom. At this time, I'd like to call up Stratford High School Principal, Mr. Jack Del Piano, to introduce Stratford High School's valedictorian and salutatorian.
Thank you, Dr. Sunday. At this time, I would ask Judea Nekwe to join me at the podium, please. Jude Inekwe is the daughter of Francis and Cordelia Inekwe. She has spent all 13 years in the Stratford Public Schools. Jude is a multifaceted young adult with many talents and skills. The way she carries herself and displays her intelligence, organization, and compassion is effortless and sophisticated. Jude has always pushed herself to succeed academically. Throughout her high school career, she has taken and excelled in 12 honors level courses and 10 advanced placement courses. She has never earned a grade lower than an A, and currently she has a 4.29 GPA. Jude's academic talents have earned her the following awards: National African American Recognition Award, the AP Scholar with Distinction Award, the National Merit Scholarship Program Letter of Commendation, and the Dartmouth Book Award. And just earlier today, I think you earned maybe 5 or 6 other awards. Seven other awards earlier today. All faculty in our building have noted how impressed Jude's leadership abilities are. She is an exemplary student and a role model for all. Jude possesses the traits of a natural leader. She holds leadership positions in every club she's a part of, including the swim team, the National Honor Society, Interact Club, and class officers, just to name a few. As president of the Interact Club, she serves on the statewide committee and partners with other schools in Connecticut to focus on joint service initiatives for the state of Connecticut. Additionally, on Sunday, May 7th, Jude was with me at the AquaTurf, where she was named our Scholar Athlete winner by the CIAC. If this wasn't enough, Jude is a student representative for the district's Portrait of a Graduate Committee. As a Portrait of a Graduate Committee member, she collaborates with community members, students, and faculty from all schools within our district. Additionally, she engages in conversations that focus on creating an inclusive and equitable learning environment for all students from kindergarten through 12th grade. Above all, Jude is incredibly humble. Her maturity and achievements speak volumes, and yet she's modest about all of her accomplishments. She's always looking for more ways and opportunities to serve those around her. The Stratford Public School System has been fortunate to have her grace and compassion in our buildings for the past 13 years. Jude will be attending Harvard University in the fall of 2023, and there's no doubt there is no doubt that she will excel and bring her passion for justice and academics to campus. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present to you the class of 2023 salutatorian for Stratford High School, Jude Inekwe. At this time, please help me welcome Alex Wynn to the podium. Alex Wynn is the son of Nan and Son Wynn. He has also spent all 13 years of his education with the Stratford Public Schools. Alex is a detail-oriented, well-organized young man who is determined to be successful in all areas of life. Alex has demonstrated a commitment to excellence as evidenced by his willingness to challenge the status quo academically. Throughout Alex's high school career, he has taken and excelled in 9 honors level and 12 advanced placement courses. Over his 4 years, Alex has never earned a grade lower than A, and currently he has a 4.32 GPA. Alex's academic achievements have earned him awards that include the Excellence in Introduction to Allied Health, an Excellence in HOSA Award, Excellence in Pre-Calculus, Student Academic Recognition Award for AP Chemistry, and Excellence in Human Biology. Additionally, Alex has been awarded the Connecticut Association of Schools Scholar Leader Award and the President's Award for Educational Excellence. Alex is a true leader at Stratford High School, where he uses his personal attributes to inspire and guide others. Alex is a member of HOSA, Health Occupation Students of America. He is an Inspire Ed coach, drum major for our band, Change by Teen treasurer, and serves on our band council. Alex also participates on our math team and our marching band, the ACE mentoring program, Be Kind Club, the Science National Honor Society, Nu Alpha Theta, Jazz Band A and Jazz Band B, and Wind Ensemble. As you can see, Alex's commitment to personal growth and being his best self extends far beyond the classroom. Alex's leadership skills and commitment to the betterment of the community continue to shine outside of school. Alex completed an internship at the Milford Vascular Institute, where he had the opportunity to extend his education beyond the classroom. Additionally, he worked for Turner Construction, where he was able to experience the field of construction management. His volunteering also is far-reaching with the Stratford Rec Department and the Stratford Arts and Cultural Festival, as well as an academic tutor for students in Stratford. As a senior, in addition to the activities listed above, Alex currently serves as a senior class president and peer mentor coordinator through the National Honor Society, all while being enrolled in 5 college-level courses. Alex is the epitome of excellence. Alex will be attending the University of Connecticut next year, who will study civil engineering with a minor in construction management. Alex has been awarded the Presidential Scholarship, which is full tuition for 4 years, the Allen Berg CMIC ACE National Scholarship, and the Murray Merrill ACE Scholarship of Connecticut, just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to present to you the Class of 23 valedictorian for Stratford High School, Alex Wynn.
Can we get one more round of applause for all of our students? That is exactly what Stratford Public Schools is about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So at this time, we will move on to our professional staff, and I would like to call on Stratford Education Association leaders to assist with this portion of the program.
And thank you for giving us the opportunity to present the Stratford Education Association recognitions this evening. We'd like to start with our Human Relations Award recipient. We'd like to call Kristen Rosati to the podium, please. Kristen Rosati is a reading teacher at Stratford Academy Johnson House. Kristen is described as a true team player. She is always there to help all in any way she can. She has volunteered at the start of the year to take pictures of all the classes and put them up into a beautiful bulletin board a fantastic display for all to admire. Kristen was the first person to volunteer to take the little kindergarten lines to the auditorium each day for bus dismissal, as the kindergartners were new to the building this year. She's always willing to cover a class as needed. You can also often find Kristen in the hallways using her kind and caring voice to encourage students to show good shared space behavior. If there's a problem, she will stop and see if she can intervene and help in any way. Kristen is a kind, caring professional, and she is loved by all at Johnson. She is beautiful inside and out. So congratulations to Kristen. We would like to call Mrs. Amy Bracco to the podium. Amy Bracco has been selected for the Friend of Education Award. Mrs. Bracco works tirelessly behind the scenes to support the Nichols community. Ms. Bracco has created and organized donations for the Nichols Kindness Closet. The closet is a huge collection of donations from the community that includes clothes, shoes, school supplies, hygiene products, and emergency snacks that go directly to the students in need. In addition, Ms. Bracco organizes and collects donations every holiday and prior to any school break. Ms. Bracco organizes and collects donations for at least 4 to 6 families a year in need. These donations include beautiful and plentiful Thanksgiving food baskets and holiday gift baskets. Ms. Bracco's kindness, generosity, and willingness to give of her time, her dedication to the Nichols School community and to the Stratford School community are to be recognized. She additionally organizes events for the school, such as the 6th grade graduation picnic, the PTSA events like Trunk or Treat, career talks, and much more. She's been an active member of the Nichols community since 2015. The Nichols School community, as well as the Stratford community, are thankful for her dedicated support of the students and family. Congratulations. Next, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize our retirees. We would like to call Larry Farrell. So Larry Farrell is a Bunnell alumni, as well as his wife, Dawn, and their children, Kelly and Jack, along with all of their brothers and sisters. Larry has taught CAD, as well as computer repair, wood technology, automotive technology, and he has done some guest appearances in video production and video game development. His wood and auto students always perform very well at their respective CTE state assessments. He has attended STEM guitar building institutes and implemented the program at Bunnell High School. His students have fabricated many electric guitars. He, along with his colleague Casey Gray, and their students fabricated Sea Perch, which are remotely operated submersibles. They have also been involved in Go Baby Go, creation of vehicles for special needs students. Larry has coached freshman football, boys lacrosse, and unified sports as a volunteer. He also volunteered to lead the stage crew in constructing sets for several theatrical productions. Larry has many happy memories of his alma mater and the Stratford Public Schools, and he is happy to begin his retirement. Congratulations. I'd like to call up Mrs. Julie Kowalski. Julie began her career 35 years ago at Eli Whitney School, the same elementary school that she attended growing up in Stratford. Her grade partner and mentor were her kindergarten teacher. It was the first year that Stratford was doing full-day kindergarten. She was part of the group that developed the full-day kindergarten programs. She raised her family while completing her master's degree and sixth-year degree. She eventually graduated to first grade and remained there. She has been active in the school, volunteering on different committees. She also chaired the United Way, developed a student council, and established the We Deliver program. She was a team mentor and had several student teachers. She feels it was an honor to be nominated twice and be a finalist for the Teacher of the Year for Stratford. She looks forward to starting her next chapter in life, traveling, reading, gardening, and spending time with family and friends. She is grateful for 35 years in Stratford. Okay, so we would like to call together Gail Wojtak and Christine Rafferty. In 2005, special education teachers Gail Wojtak and Christine Rafferty were asked by the PPS administration to create a district transition program for Stratford's post-high school students. Together, at their kitchen tables, they wrote a proposal for a program to teach these high school grads the skills they would need to be active and productive members of their community. In 2006, with no supplies and only elementary tables and chairs, Gail and Christine were hired as the special ed transitional teachers for the newly created STRIVE program. STRIVE stands for Stratford's Transitional Resource Integrating Vocational Experiences in the Community. Throughout their 17 years, Strivers have been active members in the community and job training at many sites. The Strivers cash their stipend paychecks at the bank and can be seen shopping for their needs and wants in their favorite places like Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Five Below. They shop for groceries for the Strive Bake Shop and culinary program, as well as eating out at local Chinese restaurants, Wendy's, and the Tea Room in Paradise Green. One of the priorities of the Strive program was to integrate the town's young adults with the disabilities into the community. Students were growing beyond their identities as children receiving special ed services. They are now adults navigating the world as young adults must learn to do. The STRIVE students learn skills for independent travel using public transportation, the value of giving back to their community in the form of volunteerism, and they build stamina in the workplace to be able to eventually attain competitive employment. Gail and Christine have developed protocols to assist in the development of confidence, capacity, and knowledge bases. As a result, working and earning a paycheck is a crucial but not all-encompassing ability students develop in STRIVE. They also engage in activities that lead to full, enriched, and grounded lives. Strivers have been active volunteers in many local community agencies. They have learned to socialize and collaborate with other young adults in the town, as well as age-appropriate peers from UB, Fairfield University, UNH, and most recently Quinnipiac nursing students. Strivers know every town landmark, park, municipal building, bus stop, and fast food restaurant. For over 17 years, Christine and Gail have been most proud of providing their young adults with the skill sets they need to be as independent as possible, then sending them back and standing back and watching their strivers be embraced, included, and respected by the community. Completing the Strive program marks the end of their public school education. But these incredible individuals, it is only the beginning for them, as it is for you as you begin your retirement. Thank you so much. Kay Sawyer. A few career highlights. 33 years Kay has taught in Stratford schools. For approximately 15 years, she worked with the students and staff and families at Honey Spot House, Lordship, and Wilcoxon School, and for the past 18 years, solely at Wilcoxon. Kay is proud to say that no day has ever been the same. She has enjoyed working with all the many uniquely different, creative, interesting, fun, and never ever dull or boring students. She has enjoyed 33 years of being supported, surrounded, and inspired by her colleagues who genuinely care about kids and are passionate about what they do. And as she quoted one of her former superintendents who said, "We do whatever it takes, we just do it." Kay has loved the many students, seeing the many students who have become parents and seeing their children many students become parents and their children also become her students. Kay had coordinated Nature's Classroom. She created and oversaw Safe Routes to School, a walking program for Wilcoxon families. She has collaborated with colleagues on the PTA for Family Fun Nights, Math Nights, Olympic Nights, Jigsaw Puzzle Nights, Wilcoxon in Paradise Days, and more. She also created the annual elementary 4th and 6th grade Mile Run Challenge. She has hosted many field day extravaganzas. She taught at the university level. Kay was recognized as Stratford's Teacher of the Year, Connecticut Elementary PE Teacher of the Year, Northeast Outstanding PE Professional, and the Connecticut Association of Health, PE, Recreation, and Dance Honor Award recipient. Kay states that by far the most rewarding part of her career has been seeing and being part of the emotional, mental, physical, and cognitive growth of students from kindergarten to 6th grade every year for the past 33 years. She has enjoyed having some of the Board of Ed members as well. They're kids. As many of the students love to say, Miss Sawyer, you are up to something, and she is. She will be up to and on to another adventure, so we wish her well. Thank you. Judy McMillan. Judy started teaching in Stratford in 1983 at Eli Whitney School. She taught both 1st grade and 2nd grade. She stayed there until the end of 2001, where she was asked to work in a K-1 multi-age class at Center School. She taught at Center School until it closed in 2006, when she moved to Franklin School. She taught AM and PM kindergarten. In 2015, Honey Spot House closed and everyone moved to Vicky Soto School. She taught full day kindergarten, this is her 40th year in Stratford. She has enjoyed every year. She has loved being at all the different schools. It has allowed her to enjoy the diversity of Stratford. She would like to thank all of her wonderful students and families that she has worked with, and the wonderful and fantastic colleagues and friends she has made. She feels it has been a truly fruitful and fulfilling career, and now she too is on to new adventures. We'd like to call Diane DeStefano to the podium. Diane and I worked Park and Rec Camp together quite a few years ago. Diane has been teaching special education in Stratford for 37 and a half years, beginning in 1984. She retired as a special education teacher this past January. She has taught at both middle schools and both high schools in Stratford, with the majority of her instruction at Stratford High. Diane was instrumental in initiating a high school level special education program in 1988 for students needing functional academics, life skills, and work experience. She developed curriculum and community activities to support individual education plans. Within this role, she partnered with families, building colleagues, and the wider community to truly delve into the development of the transition skills students would need in their journey into young adulthood. The relationship building and trusting environment that she created led to the warm, confident, and generous characteristics of many of her students, some of whom keep in touch with her to this day. In addition to her teaching responsibilities, Diane volunteered to coach Stratford's Unified Sports Team. She was on the committee that pioneered this sports program back in 1992 under a partnership with the CIAC and the Special Olympics. In 2021, Diane was a finalist for Stratford's Teacher of the Year. This was a very proud moment for her professionally and personally. She is a valued member of her community and considered to be a mentor to younger teachers and an expert in her field. During her teaching career in Stratford, Diane has cherished her connections with her students and their families. To this day, she keeps in touch with them as well. Since retiring in January, didn't last long, Diane has returned to Stratford and is currently working as a special education tutor in the district's Strive Transition Program, continuing to make a positive impact in the lives of people. Congratulations on retirement. Thank you for this opportunity to acknowledge our retirees.
Thank you, SEA leaders, and on behalf of the Stratford Board of Education, we'd like to thank all of our retirees for the tremendous years of service, and we wish you good health, much adventure, and much relaxation in retirement. Thank you very much. Another round of applause. I am honored to introduce this next individual. Last Wednesday, a big group of us made a visit to Eli Whitney Elementary School. Part of that group that attended Eli included board members, the selection committee, family members. It was an incredible surprise in front of a gym full of every member of the Eli Whitney community. We are excited to introduce to the Stratford Board of Education this year's, or 2024's, Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Susan Maida. Sue Maida will carry the banner for the Stratford Public Schools, and she will move on to the state level. Just last week when we surprised Sue, the first thing she said to me, she looked me dead in my face and said, "Does this mean I have to give a speech at convocation?" Eyes wide open. And I said, yes. And I said, another thing you should remember is that next year convocation is going to be at Penders Field, Stratford High. I kidding with her, I joked with her that she could wear Bunnell blue because, as many of you know, she is a Bunnell graduate. This is just a short preview. After school starts, we will have a formal introduction of you, complete with all the hardware and all those different things. But this is our privilege to introduce you to the Board of Education. I will read a quick bio. It is with excitement that I introduce Mrs. Susan Maida to the Stratford Public Schools Board of Education as its 2024 Teacher of the Year. For the past 14 years, Mrs. Maida has been a beacon of light for the Stratford and Eli Whitney communities. She has worked through countless challenges, including the pandemic, always seeking ways to engage and celebrate all children she crosses paths with. Each school year, the hutch outside of her classroom is filled with photos of the students in her class. The students gladly wear Ms. Maida's Crew t-shirts. And each morning at the door, she gives them a choice of how they want to be greeted. And those choices include a hug, a high five, a wave, or a fist bump. Ms. Maida's philosophy on education is simple. She says and believes that children need to feel nurtured and loved. The classroom is their safe haven, our home away from home. If you ask Ms. Maida about Eli Whitney, and she speaks like a proud parent about this community that she loves. She has two daughters, Emma and Maya. I believe they're here today. Both who are students at Eli Whitney. But the wonderful thing about Ms. Maida is that she treats and loves all of her students as if they were her own. Ms. Maida is a graduate of Stratford Public Schools and exemplifies what it means to be a communicator, collaborator, a lifelong learner, solution-driven problem solver, and a compassionate and engaged community member, all attributes of the portrait of a graduate. She serves on the Kindness Committee, helps organize Eli's annual Kindness Breakfast, assists with after-school intramurals, and will help out in any area of need with just a simple phone call. As Stratford's 2024 Teacher of the Year, the Board of Education celebrates you because each and every day you demonstrate outrageous love for the teaching profession and all of the children of Eli Whitney. Please join me in congratulating the 2024 Stratford Public Schools Teacher of the Year, Ms. Susan Maida.
I wasn't sure I was going to be able to pull it off at Eli Whitney, so I wrote a few things down. But before I start, I am so honored. I just saw my kindergarten teacher, Julie Koleski, my first grade teacher, Judy McMillan, and I have my physics teacher, Kristen Recker, right in front of me. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. I would like to take a minute to thank the Board of Education. Thank you, Dr. Sunday. the Teacher of the Year Committee, my principals, Rob and Leah, and the staff at Eli Whitney, and all of my students and their families for making this possible. I would be remiss if I didn't thank my grade partners who are sitting back there videotaping this whole thing. Christiane Hernandez and Amy Pushkar, they always go along with me for my crazy ideas. I'd also like to take a minute to thank my family, Mom, Dad, Maya, Emma, my brother Patrick. Thank you for your love and support always. I am so incredibly honored and blessed to be here today. I have served as a teacher in the town of Stratford for the past 17 years at Eli Whitney. However, my love of Stratford goes on much longer. As a Stratford lifer and daughter to another Stratford lifer, my love for this community knows no bounds. I am a proud product of the Stratford Public School System. I attended Eli Whitney, Flood, and Bunnell. My own children and my niece and nephew currently attend Eli Whitney. The fact that I am standing here today as your Teacher of the Year is such an unbelievable honor to me. I am in a category with teachers that I had and strove to be like. I cannot tell you how much this means. I also have to mention the children of Stratford. I am so blessed to work with so many wonderful Stratford children and their families. Being a teacher is a job like no other. It is a job where you are loved unconditionally by a group of people day in and day out. I love my students as if they are my own children, and I promise to continue that outrageous love in every way that I can. I promise to do my very best to represent the students, families, and members of this community. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making me your Teacher of the Year.
All right, we're going to take a quick picture. We'd like to invite everybody in Mater's crew, parents, children, administration from Eli, 2 friends filming in the back. Come on up.
Patrick, let's go. Come on, Patrick. All of you. No. Terwilliger, Buska, think with. No. I'm taking a picture. Come on, Patrick.
What did he say, Mater's crew? Okay, thank you everyone. That will wrap up the recognition segment of our board meeting, and I'll be back to you, Madam Chair.
Oh, my feet, all right. Thank you and congratulations to everybody. What a great night. We're going to move on to our presentation on the dual language program. So I'm going to hand it off to Ms. Masari and her team.
Tight necks.
I do want to just say congratulations to everyone that's received an award this evening. It's been an honor to sit here with you and enjoy and celebrate your success.
I will ask board members for this portion of the presentation, in order to save the cramps in your neck, feel free to grab a seat in the front row. We have a quick presentation to give an overview of the dual language program here at the Stratford Public Schools, and then we'll carve out some time for some questions.
Good evening. Hi. I also want to thank the board members that came to visit on Friday. We had a great visit. I hope they enjoyed that time as well. And I'm just going to speak to you a little bit about the dual language program, how it was created, why it's necessary. And I've put together a little bit of data for you just to give you some background about Stratford and where we have been and where we are going. I started in April of 2016, and at that time the number of English learners or multilingual learners, or Ls and MLs, because the name changes constantly, was at 289. And if you can see, today we are currently at 629 English learners in the district. That represents over 49 languages, and the majority of those languages, the predominant language, is Spanish, which would then mean that we are now looking at bilingual programming. And so I think I just want to make sure that everyone understands that the dual language program is for the English learner. It is not for the English speaker. English speakers absolutely benefit because they are learning the partner language of Spanish. But the point of the program is for the English learner. And if you take a look at the federal and state guidelines, what that means and why it's a mandatory or a mandated program is that when we have 20 or more students of the same language in a building, we are then required to provide them with bilingual programming, education. Next slide, please. There are two different forms of, in the state of Connecticut, of bilingual programming. There's what's called a transitional bilingual program. That was the model that is phasing out. That is not the preferred model. The preferred model is actually what we here in Stratford have in place. But just to explain to you what a transitional bilingual program is, it means that the learner is taught the content in the native language, whether that's Spanish, math, social studies, whatever that is, they would be taught that in their native language, and they would receive ESOL services. So it's not one or the other, it's both. They would be instructed in their native language, and they would be asked to learn English and leave their native language behind, because the point of transitional bilingual is not to develop both languages, it is to develop English only. And that is why it is not as honoring and why it's called a subtractive model, because it's asking people to leave behind their language. A two-way dual language program, which is what we have in place, is what I like to consider as additive, because it is taking the person's native language and we are adding a language. And in this case, we are looking at 50-50 dual language immersion program, which means half of our students are English speaking and half of our students are Spanish speaking. And they work so awesomely together to learn the language and to teach each other in both academic and social ways. As you can see, the dual language program goals are to develop bilingualism, biliteracy, and to develop high levels of cross-cultural competencies. Next slide, please. Some benefits, and I'm not going to read through all of these because we have all been here for a very long part of the evening, so I'm just going to highlight a couple of things. It's supposed to, and I believe that because I am a bilingual person, it definitely is the onset of diseases such as Alzheimer's. It definitely increases your intellectual flexibility and your functions. It promotes global awareness, increased empathy development, and I think that there are some students here that can attest to that, and I think that they're going to share that with you later on. There's a greater understanding of other world cultures, and it really works on your working memory. So there's a lot of great benefits to it. Happy to share any research if you're that interested. There's lots and lots of research on that. Next slide, please. A couple of mythbusters. So some people say, if you're not fluent in both languages, you can't be bilingual. That's not true. The rate of progression of the development of languages happens at different times. So sometimes you may say you have an English speaker, and it's happened to us, or, they're not moving in their reading, but they're moving in their Spanish reading. And then there's time that goes by and they move in the other language. So there's definitely a progress. It seems like it's stagnant, but there's actually always movement. You know, they're going to mix their rules and grammar and their vocabulary, and that's all part of it, right? They have their language, and it's pretty cool to hear kids and people switching from one language to the other and doing it so seamlessly, because all of it is their language. Speaking two languages does not cause a speech disorder. And students that have some difficulty with speech can learn other languages. Everybody can learn a language. Everybody has a language. It may look differently, but we all have it. Next slide, please. So a lot of people have been wondering, how is the dual language program doing? So I'd like to show you some of our data. This is from our iReady diagnostic data. We don't have our spring data. I do need to explain a couple of things here. You can see dual language is highlighted. Dual language is its own cohort. I pulled it out of the school that it's currently housed in, so that school is represented separately from the dual language program. I understand there was a question about enrollment. We are 213 students, so we are right there along with everybody else. That data also compares apples to apples. Well, actually not really, because it's grades 1 through 5. We are not in 6th grade, so the 6th graders are removed from this data. And we are 44% English learners. The most any other building has is 18%. So we really aren't comparing apples to apples, but as you can see, we are doing pretty well from our fall at 13% in comparison to our sister and brother schools, and 27% again in the winter. I don't have the spring data yet, but I think we're all in the same boat about that. If you want to take to the next slide, please, I will show you our reading diagnostic data. Again, same idea, and those letters do not represent the same school, so don't try to figure out which school is which. I did that on purpose. This is K through 5 data. 6th grade is removed, and dual language is also separate from its school. Again, you can see that we are making great progress, and that we are right in the middle of the pack. So if there's ever any question about where we're falling in with everybody else, I think that they are doing a good job. I think the teachers are doing a tremendous job. I think the students are doing a tremendous job, and I think their families are doing a tremendous job. And I'm very proud of each of those names that I just mentioned. Next slide, please. So, program dissolvement implications. The dual language program is a sending and receiving model for the entire district at the elementary school level. If you remember to the first slide, what I spoke to you about is mandated bilingual programming. Right now, there are 4 mandated bilingual elementary schools. I don't know what that list is going to look like in the end of the month. Could be more, could be less, but if we were to take the program apart, it would definitely be more. It'd be at probably 6 and counting. So that alone, and knowing that you need to provide content in the native language in each building, math, science, social studies. You need to hire individuals that will teach those courses. You need to purchase materials to support those efforts, and recall that you're also having them learn English at the same time. So with larger numbers, we'll require more staff to support students. And for those of you that may or may not know, bilingual certification is pretty hard to come by. It is a shortage area. And so when we are mandated bilingual, we must put out a posting that says we are looking for a bilingual teacher. And when we're not able to find one, we have to petition to the state to use a TESOL certified teacher with the language, native language support. So there are a lot of different hoops and steps to go through. But as I said, the dual language program serves as that for the entire district. It is a district K-5, so those other schools are relieved of that programming because we provide it through the dual language program. Next slide, please. The dual language program is also in alignment to our district and state goals. It is the preferred state model. I had shared a TED talk with our very own Connecticut State Department of Education English learner consultant Megan Alabicki. It's a great TED Talk. I'm happy to provide that resource for you about how the state is encouraging districts to go with the dual language models. We award the Seal of Biliteracy here. The Seal of Biliteracy is when a student passes the exam to demonstrate that they are fluent in another language or bilingual in another language. That is affixed to our transcripts and to their diplomas. That is a practice that we have here, and we honor them at graduation and their pins and parts of their diplomas. It also is really representative of the portrait of a graduate. I think we all know those attributes, but communicator, collaborator, lifelong learner, compassionate and engaged community member, and solution-driven problem solver. All of those attributes and competencies are well embedded into this program. And most importantly to me, I think, is our mission statement, which says that we provide our students, our learners, with a safe and inclusive environment. When we take away access that people are entitled to, that learners are entitled to, we are not being a safe and inclusive environment. We are providing them with not everything that they're entitled to. This program gives them access, and it is equitable, and equity does not mean equal. It means giving people what they need, and this program gives our students what they need. Thank you.
Okay, I think we're live again. Thank you, Ms. Masari, for that presentation and really just giving us the constructs behind the dual language program. I will invite our board to come back behind the bench, and Ms. Masari, if you can stay at the podium, perhaps there'll be some questions about the program.
Sure.
Thank you so much for that presentation. It was really helpful. Are there any questions for Ms. Masari tonight? Yes, Ms. Bunnell. There you go. I'll give you a second to settle. There you go.
Thank you for that, Ms. Masari. I really appreciate the information. I do have a couple of questions.
Sure.
And the first one is, you mentioned the federal and state guidelines.
Yes.
With the ELL tutors that we have in our buildings, we don't meet state requirements?
ELL and bilingual are different. Bilingual is when there are 20 or more students of the same language in a building. When that happens, we are required by state and federal law to provide bilingual education, which means native language support. ESL is not native language support. It is English language support. They are learning English. So we are required to give them education in their native language as well as provide them English instruction.
Okay.
I think it's important to highlight that it's not just guidelines, it's actually a federal requirement.
Yes, it is a mandate. I'm happy to share that with you and send that document to you.
I would appreciate that.
Sure.
My second question is, your numbers showed that there was about 640, I think it was.
629 English learners.
In our district?
Yes.
And there's about 200 in the district, or in the program?
No, the program is a 50-50 program, a 50-50 model, which means that half of the students, or that's what we strive to, are English learners, and the other half are English speakers. We have 44%, with 94 of those 213 students being English learners.
So 94 out of
629 students. That's K through, that number represents K through 12.
Okay. How do students get into this program?
How do students, in terms of which way, which
how do they enter into this program?
Okay, which learners?
The dual language program.
No,
I
the
understand
English
that.
language learners, the ones who are,
Either, both.
Okay, so for English speakers, there is a lottery. And I think you all are aware of that lottery and that process. So I hold a lottery, and then we have waitlist seats. So we go through that according to our balance and making sure everything is balanced racially and within gender. And then our English learners, as they come in, we evaluate them, and if they want to be a part of that program, they are a part of the program. So we are, and I need to make sure that everyone is aware that anybody that comes into the district that's K through 5 that is an English learner, and I have a room, a Spanish English learner, Spanish, right? Because that's the language we're talking about. And there's a seat, and they want the seat, they are entitled to the seat.
At any point in their grade level?
At any point from K through 5, an English learner, not an English speaker, an English learner is entitled to the seat. Yes, if there is a seat.
great,
That's all my questions. Thank you.
great. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
So you presented the graph of the comparison between the dual language students.
Yes.
So we have a significant amount of English learners who aren't in the program.
Correct.
How do our English learners in the dual language program compare to the English learners outside of the program?
Well, that would...
And is there a transition period where one surpasses the other?
So that is a very interesting question, because you cannot compare any English learner to another English learner, because there are various stages of proficiency. So if you are asking me to compare a newcomer to a newcomer, I can do that. If you're asking me to compare an early intermediate student or a beginning student or a student that is proficient in some domains but not others, there are students that have interrupted learning. There are students that have had experience in our program and speak Spanish, and there are other students that speak Arabic and Polish, and there are a number of factors, so you would have to be very specific, I guess, in terms of what it is that you would like me to compare, because I can't just compare one to the other. I can do that, but I'm letting you know there are other factors behind it that would not give, I'm not sure what you're looking for, but I can do that. Just know that all of those other pieces are involved.
So what I've been looking for the whole time is just to see a comparison of how our program is, what our successes or failures are, if they're working. I mean, your chart, which probably could have been given to me, 2 months ago when I asked
I believe it was, sir.
I didn't get it.
That's not for me to say or not. I gave the information, so I apologize. That's not for me.
So anyway, but I did get it, and I just saw it now up on the chart. I saw comparisons in our state programs, but in comparison to state students. But anyway, it's just finding out, and if this program is a great program, do we expand it? I don't know the answers to those questions, but that's kind of where I'm trying to get at is how successful is this program? How do our students in the dual language program compare to other students of equal, and however you want to determine what that equal means, but students who are on the same plane, how do we compare those students on the same plane? And if it is a very successful program that's meeting the needs of our ELL students who go into our dual language program, then perhaps it's a time where we expand the program. If it's not working as well and the data shows it's not, then maybe we scale it back. But if it's working exceptionally well and the data shows that, then maybe long-term we need to expand the program. But it's just trying to get those answers so we can make intelligent decisions as to where we go and how we fund it. So that's what I've been looking for from the start, and I appreciate that chart. That chart would have probably saved you having to come out. It would have saved
It's all right. I enjoyed watching everyone be successful tonight and be celebrated. And if you were to ask me for my opinion, we need more, not less, of these programs. So I'd be happy to sit down with you and talk to you about that.
Thank you, Ms. Massari, for the presentation. I think Mr. Henrik is asking some very good questions. I know this program, when this program was created, the initial vision was to get it to grade 6. And we're at that precipice right now. I think because it's language acquisition, it's very nuanced. But I think we also can agree that, based on the information that was shared with us today, that there are federal requirements that we cannot circumvent, right? Just based on the racial composition and the linguistic composition of our student body here in Stratford, we've shared very publicly that Stratford has been tabbed as the 6th most diverse school system in the state of Connecticut and the 18th in the greater New York area. As we continue to look at this, and you saw part of the presentation, I was having this conversation with Ms. Massari, and I asked for essentially a doomsday picture, what would happen if the program was dissolved? And she gave all the implications, and she listed them in slide. Mr. Rivers, if you can go back to the implications.
That's the last slide, I believe.
Right, so the composition,
I'm sorry.
the linguistic and racial composition of our students does not change if the program is dissolved. It goes back to the homeschools where we're still required to provide services, which can bring with it a greater and probably more complex budgetary implication, and we recognize that as a district we are still navigating that budget pattern. But beyond that, in the absence of this dual language program, and still being required by federal law to tend to the linguistic needs of our students, we're facing certification challenges, and Ms. Brown might be able to speak a little bit more to that. So this program not only benefits our students in so many different ways, from providing exactly what they need, it is aligned to the mission of the Stratford Board of Education to make sure that, to the extent possible, we create a school system that's inclusive and a welcoming space for all students. I think, to me, as a superintendent, and for selfish reasons, as I talk to families, I hear the testimonies about how rich the program is, but as a district leader, I also think about the different programs that can make us different than our neighbors, okay? And I talk about those signature programs. For us here in Stratford, the dual language is one of the leading programs that make us an attractive option for families, and also enriches our students' experience. The fact of the matter is, today the world is flat, okay? And as our kids graduate from our stage and they go on to post-secondary commitments, because of technology, they'll be working and collaborating with people from across the world who are different from them, okay? And the ability to acquire skills and learning experiences that make them a more viable candidate for whatever options they choose to commit themselves to, it has to be something that's aligned to our priorities here at the Stratford Public Schools. So I'll end with that, and I would like to say thank you to Ms. Massari for the presentation.
Wait, one moment. Ms. Wiltsey.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to thank Ms. Massari, Mr. Hicks. Thank you for opening the doors to us. Andrea and I had a phenomenal experience being in the program. Being able to visit each of the grade levels and seeing the excitement to learn, it stayed with me all weekend, and I just want to congratulate all of you for the work that you do. Your program is so impressive, and to the point that was made earlier, it needs to be absolutely expanded. I think that what you have is what we all have, right, is so very, very special. I want to just ask, because you did say something on Friday that has me wondering, with the social emotional attention for our children, what happens when they're done in the 5th grade? What happens to them for 6th grade?
I hope they're not going to have to answer that question and they're going to be in 6th grade.
And the doomsday answer would be?
The doomsday answer would be that these kiddos have moved from Victoria Soto, which was supposed to be K1-2, and they were K1. So as 2nd graders, they moved to Johnson House. And they were in Johnson House as 2nd to 4th graders, and they were supposed to stay. And now here they are with us at 2nd Hill Lane. They have been the flagship. Those are the mothers and fathers of the program, or young men and women of the program. They have gone through every teacher interview, and they deserve to have their 6th grade.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Ms. Massari. I know we have some young speakers coming up for our public comment, and so we are going to take a very brief break. It is not going to be 20 minutes, it's going to be 5 minutes. So I will see you all back here at 9:31. Oh, run. reconvene this meeting of the Stratford Board of Education. Lou, am I? Okay, excellent. It is 9:35, and thank you all for staying and for joining us in all the celebrations. And we're going to begin our public forum session. Here's my list. Each speaker has 3 minutes. We have a slightly unusual situation with our students over here, so don't worry, we'll take care of you guys. And when you come up to the podium, if you are above 18, please state your name and your address. And if you are a student, just your first name will do. Thank you. We're going to start off with Grace.
Good evening. My name is Grace Marin Dominguez, and I'm a freshman at Stratford High. I would like to talk to you tonight about equitable access to educational opportunities in the high schools. Back in January, I learned that we have a reassessment policy. I was very excited because there are times when life gets the better of us students and we aren't as prepared for a test as we would want to be, and it's nice to have this opportunity in my back pocket. So for the next 5 months, I prepared my schoolwork the same way I had always done. But then there was this 1 week that was just terrible. I had a track meet and didn't perform as well as I had wanted, and now I have a bruise the size of a grapefruit on my knee. I had scholarship essays to write, I was stressed and distracted. And then I had 2 tests. I walked out knowing I didn't do my best. My mom tried to comfort me and tell me that my 92 was great, but I didn't feel it was. But then I remembered the reassessment policy. I was told by not 1, but 2 teachers that I couldn't use the reassessment policy to retake the tests. Now, I'm not here to get anyone in trouble, so I'm not going to say what class it was. But to top it all off, when I ask for extra credit, I'm told no, or that I need to take it easy. Then I asked my mom to get involved to help me advocate for myself. She was told that this policy was originally designed for students who didn't show mastery of the topic. So I gave it a lot of thought and wondered, what about the high-achieving students who have off days and want to improve their grades? Shouldn't they get a second chance too? Why do some of my classmates have access to extra credit assignments but not me? I'm not that kid who just complains about things that aren't working. I want to help make it better. So I figured I'd come up with solutions to help improve this policy. I suggested 2-tiered approach. The first tier is for students who haven't shown mastery of the material. I suggest we keep that method exactly the same as the current reassessment policy because that policy fits their needs and is already implemented. The second tier is for students who have mastered the subject but perhaps didn't perform as well as they wanted to, those high achievers. I suggest that for those students, they complete a project-based work for extra credit, a compare and contrast of 1 or 2 subjects that they got wrong in the assessment. This compare and contrast could be written, a poster, or a presentation that would be based on the town-wide universal rubric. One of the key features of the second tier is that there would be 0 prep work for teachers. They would simply have to review the content once the student submitted the project. Yes, review is extra work, but why is it okay for teachers to be okay with giving students who didn't perform well on a test more attention than the students who want to achieve higher things? Having a multi-layered system helps bring equity to each student and every student who learned to make achievements in different ways. I made copies of my suggestion for the board. I hope is that you adopt this for the next school year, but if it isn't adopted by the Board of Education, I hope to create some kind of consistent, equitable remedy for myself and my fellow classmates. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, next up I'm going to call my whole group of students over here. I understand that you guys are going to come up 2 by 2, am I right about that? Okay, so let me have my first duo. I'll just take your first names. Thank you, guys.
Good evening, my name is Valentina and I'm a 5th grader in the dual language program at Second Hill Lane. We are here tonight because we want to show you how much we've learned and grown in the dual language program since kindergarten. This program is very important to us. In the last 6 years we've invested in our education.
Hola, mi nombre es Victoria. Estamos aquí esta noche porque queremos mostrarles cuánto hemos aprendido y crecidos en el programa de lenguaje dual desde el jardín de infantes. Este programa es muy importante para nosotros y los últimos 6 años los hemos invertido en nuestra educación.
Now I would like you to meet my friends Juliet and Emilio.
Nosotros queremos que conozcan a nuestros amigos Juliet y Emilio.
The last 6 years of our life, half of our day has been spent in English and the other half in Spanish. We've made friends with many people whose first language is Spanish and have been able to welcome them into our program and our lives.
Los últimos 6 años de nuestra vida, la mitad de nuestro día se ha pasado en inglés y la otra mitad en español. Nos hemos hecho amigos de muchas personas cuyo primer idioma es el español y hemos podido darles la bienvenida a nuestro programa y a nuestras vidas.
I want you to meet our friends Douglas and Carlos.
Nosotros queremos que conozcan a nuestros amigos Carlos y Douglas.
Hi, I'm Carlos. I'm from Costa Rica. I came here in 3rd grade with Miss Núñez and Miss Barrios, and I feel nervous the first day. Now I feel good and happy. My favorite teacher is Miss Barrios, and I love to play football. I am 11 years old, and I learn English here in Stratford Schools in 2020.
Hi, my name is Douglas. I came from El Salvador. When I came here, I was about to go to 2nd grade. The dual language program is amazing because in the normal schools, they only speak one language in class. But in our classroom, you can learn the same thing in 2 languages with friends who speak both too and who support you.
Here are my friends, Valentina and Reggie.
Nosotros queremos que conozcan a nuestros amigos Valentina y Reggie.
Hi, my name is Valentina again, and we hope we can stay together for 6th grade since we just switched schools to go to Second Hill Lane. We love being with each other, and we want to continue at our new school.
Hola, mi nombre es Reggie. Esperamos poder permanecer juntos para el 6º grado. Y ya que acabamos de cambiar de escuela para ir a Second Hill Lane, nos encanta estar juntos y queremos continuar en nuestra nueva escuela.
We have learned so much these past 6 years. If we keep it up, we can learn so much more in 6th grade and beyond. We will be more prepared for our world, for our future jobs, and better able to understand one another.
Hemos aprendido muchos estos 6 últimos años. Si seguimos así, podemos aprender mucho más en 6º grado y más allá. Estaremos más preparados para nuestro mundo, para nuestros trabajos futuros y podremos entender mejor unos a otros.
We don't know how the schools will move forward, but we don't want to miss the chance to show you how amazing this program is. Thank you for your time tonight and the opportunity to talk about our program. Good night. And this speech was student-made.
Oh, yeah.
Hola, no sabemos cómo avanzarán las escuelas, pero no queríamos perder la oportunidad de mostrarles increíble que es este programa. Gracias por su tiempo esta noche y la oportunidad de hablar sobre nuestro programa. Buenas noches. And then right after this, we have to go to bed because we have to wake up for school tomorrow. Buenas
Thank you very much, you guys, and now you should go to bed, but thank you for coming out. Our next speaker tonight is Ms. Hargrove.
Say my name?
Yes, ma'am. Name and address, please.
Colleen Hargrove, 1317 South Ave. I stood before you all less than a month ago and addressed the assaults my granddaughter was enduring at Johnson House Academy. I'm here again 28 days later, standing in front of you for the same reason. On May 19th, I received a phone call that my granddaughter was attacked at school during lunch in the same exact way she was abused as a child. Not only was she left traumatized, but embarrassed as well due to this happening in front of her peers. As a parent who sent countless emails, shown face at meetings like this week after week, and has continued to advocate for my child, I am not only exhausted, but I'm heartbroken for her. In the past few weeks, I've expressed my concerns, I've asked for answers, I have challenged you all to do better by your educators and students, and I've been met with nothing but false hope, along with a cold and very unprofessional phone call from central office on Friday about the incident. I'm no longer holding the administration at Johnson House Academy accountable, but I am holding the Board of Ed and central office accountable for keeping these educators from doing their job effectively and efficiently in Johnson House. I cannot stress this enough. These classrooms are far from safe and inclusive, and the people suffering because of this are the administration, the teachers, and all of our children. You all in central office are allowing this to happen. I'll challenge you one last time. Be a part of the solution. Stop being part of the problem.
Thank you. Our final speaker tonight is Ms. Santone. Ms. Santone. One last time. Ms. Santone. Okay. I encourage Ms. Santone, if she sees this, to please reach out to us with her comments that she had planned on giving this evening. And thank you to all of our public speakers, students, and adults. I appreciate the time that you spent to come out tonight, and we definitely like to hear what input you offer for us. I will move on to our administrative executive report. Dr. Sunday.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you to the Stratford Board of Education. I know this is a long evening, but this is an evening where we get a chance to recognize some outstanding individuals, both on the student side as well as the professional side. I'm going to keep my executive report short. A few things to report on. I would like to make a quick plug to Parent C, Cohort 10, recently graduated, and for 10 consecutive years, Parent C in Stratford has had graduate classes, and I believe almost north of 175, almost 200 parents have successfully completed the program. A quick plug for our upperclassmen. The district will host a job and internship fair for students on May 23rd at Stratford High School and May 24th at Bunnell High School in both auxiliary gyms. Some of the companies who will be in attendance include Turner Construction, St. Vincent's Medical Center, Town of Stratford Community and Senior Services, Sterling House Community Center, M&T Bank, and the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection. This is open to all high school students with a concentrated focus on our juniors and seniors. And for those who may have questions about the job fair, feel free to reach out to Ms. Temple at the district office. I want to close, we just completed a hiring process. It brings me pleasure to introduce our next Assistant Superintendent of Schools, who will begin promptly July 1st. Before I introduce the individual, I'd like to take some time to acknowledge and express appreciation for the interview committee. A big amount of credit goes to Ms. Courtney Brown for putting together a process that was thorough. Across 3 rounds, we had participants who represented a cross-section of stakeholders, inclusive of Board of Ed members, building administrators, teachers, parents, district personnel, community partners, and students as well. Collectively, I believe the first day was about 8 or 9 hours consecutive, so we appreciate our committee for sticking with us throughout that day. And then each successive interview process was anywhere between 5 and 6 hours. So we had almost 20 cumulative hours of listening to candidates. We had more than 45 candidates express interest in this role, and that's pretty significant because a position of this nature typically draws about 25, maybe 30 candidates. Through that process, we saw some talent, and ultimately, a person who will be appointed as the Assistant Superintendent of Schools for the Stratford Public Schools. I'm glad to introduce Dr. Fallon Daniels. I will read a quick bio, and then I would invite Dr. Daniels to perhaps say some words to the board. Dr. Fallon Daniels joined the Stratford Public Schools in the fall of 2022 as the Director of School Leadership and Accountability. She has worked as a key member of the Superintendent's Cabinet and with instructional leaders to guide the school improvement planning process, accountability outcomes aligned to our Alliance District designation, and a district-wide professional development assessment writing, and has also worked to establish district-wide processes to support student learning outcomes. Dr. Daniels is a well-experienced educator, beginning her career as a science teacher in New Haven Public Schools. Later, she served as an administrator in 3 of Connecticut's largest urban districts, New Haven, Hartford, and Danbury. Dr. Daniels is a proud Southern Connecticut State University alumni, where she was awarded her Bachelor's of Science in Biology, a Master's of Science in Science Education, a 6-year certificate in Educational Leadership, a postgraduate certification in Women's and Gender Studies, and her doctorate degree in Educational Leadership and Policy Studies. She also currently serves as an adjunct professor at Southern Connecticut State University, continues to present at national education conferences, and has several publications. Dr. Daniels is the proud parent of 1 son, Elijah, who attends Virginia State University. In her free time, Dr. Daniels enjoys reading, teaching, dancing, physical fitness, volunteering, and mentoring. Her favorite quote is one by Dr. King. It is, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of education." Please join me in congratulating Dr. Fallon Daniels as the next Assistant Superintendent of the Stratford Public Schools. Dr. Daniels, I'll invite you to say a few words to the Stratford Board of Education.
Wow. Thank you all. Thank you, Dr. Sunday, the Board of Education, and Stratford Public Schools community for this opportunity. It's an honor to be here today and accept the position of Assistant Superintendent. It feels unreal. Because Stratford's a special community to me. I joined here back in September of this year, and I worked alongside some of the brightest and most capable students. And I also worked alongside the most talented and dedicated personnel that I've ever met. And so my immediate next steps are to continue to actively listen to parents, to administrators, educators, our community, our students, and our other staff members, and to engage in that collective vision and mission to include, engage, and inspire. So Stratford community, I'm ready to accept the next level of responsibility, and thank you very much for choosing me. Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome, Dr. Daniels. And that is it for the Superintendent's Executive Report.
Thank you. Dr. Sunday, any questions?
I do, just a few.
Yes, sir.
And I think I could be wrong, but I thought I heard that actually Ms. Daniels was putting together a discipline matrix for our school system. And is that matrix complete, and can we see?
Absolutely. So it's not just Dr. Daniels, there's been a team of people working on this. It's not complete per se, it's in beta form, but it is near complete. As part of that process, they held focus groups of elementary parents and secondary parents most recently. At that secondary parents focus group, they felt it would be valuable to bring both elementary as well as the secondary together. So there's one more collective focus group that will happen. The product that we have in place right now, even though it's currently in the beta format, is as robust as I've seen. Leveraging the superintendent's advisory councils, both at the student level and the professional level, we were also able to get some feedback on that. Before the school year is over, the board will have that document. We're looking to incorporate that last focus group's feedback first.
Okay. And then last month, I think it was last month, we received some of the information on the chronic absenteeism, and our numbers are pretty rough. And I know one of our goals with our Alliance district was to improve those numbers. And based on the numbers and the way I read our Alliance district report, or the report of the forum. It doesn't seem like we've made much headway on those numbers, and I don't know what we do to change that. If there's some, and we had talked about that. I brought it up over a year ago. As that being one of our biggest problems. And it said if our kids aren't in school, they can't learn. And if you look at Stratford High, we got a 40% chronic absenteeism rate. So how do we address that? What are we doing to resolve that? And if we ever hope to get out of this Alliance district, how are we going to move that needle?
Yeah, so again, I'll remind the board that the Alliance designation comes across a host of metrics. There's about 12 or 13 indicators that are measured. The chronic absenteeism certainly stood out to us, and Mr. Henry, this has been a topic that you've brought to my attention. I have naturally charged our team to continue to work on this. So I'll say this: there's a host of different strategies that the administration and the schools have put in place over the years. As we continue to examine this, we do recognize that there is credibility to some of those numbers. But we do feel very strongly that those numbers do not accurately reflect our students who are actually in school. So, for example, if one of the challenges that I present to our administrators is if that chronic absenteeism number is accurate at 40%, any administrator should be able to go into the lunch wave and see that 40% of the kids are missing, okay? So how we aggregate that data, what kind of outreach measures we have in place. We do have some grant-funded positions that are supporting that work. We have a family engagement specialist who works with the schools on family partnerships. We've also placed calls to the state, okay, on this topic. Internally, one of the things that we have to do is not just norm how we collect our daily attendance, but make sure that the process is similar across the entire school systems. Right now, there are some variants, and some of the changes that we anticipate we'll be able to make for future years to norm that process, we can't make mid-year because it discombobulates some of the numbers, and based on our consult with the state, the recommendation is that we start next year.
And I did notice that some of our worst months are our holiday months, November and December, and probably partly into January, but which I cautioned with the Three Kings Day last year. But those seem to be our worst months as far as the chronic absenteeism. So, again, looking at those, how we spread out our holidays and groupings, and acknowledge the fact that, if we have significant amounts of time off with a vacation shortly thereafter, that those vacation weeks are going to get expanded into that following week. And I'd be willing to bet if we dug a little deeper, you'd see that my prediction was accurate from
Sure.
the King's Day vacation. But so hopefully we can address it, because I think it's an instrumental. I mean, if kids aren't in school, they're not learning, and our numbers are significant.
So no, you have a keen eye for attention to detail, and I appreciate that. And I think your observation is spot on. We share that same philosophy. The best place for our students to learn is in our schools. We'll continue to work in that direction. I'm not sure that the Three Kings Day self-fulfills that prophecy that you made. Those months that you highlighted also, not just with holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, They also happen to be the peak months of flu season or any other ailments. There's a lot of work to do in that regard, and we're setting some new priorities going into next year, but chronic absenteeism will be a focus for our district.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes, Mrs. Wiltsey.
Yeah, I have a question following up to chronic absenteeism. Does the policy still exist where the school system needs to notify the Department of Children and Families after 9 unexcused absences? Because this problem isn't just a teacher-school system problem. This is a family problem. It's a community problem. So besides the family support workers that we have, who clearly aren't as successful as we hope for them to be, are we calling the Department of Children and Families and voicing our concerns about educational neglect?
No, they did away with that, I believe, in the mid-teens, 15, 16, which makes things far more complex with school systems. You know, family outreach becomes the #1 strategy, and just establishing those relationships and making sure that our schools are welcoming and stable spaces for kids to learn. So to Mr. Henry's point, you know, if kids are not in school, they can't learn. One of the challenges, and this is not grounded in data or research, okay, but we did navigate 3.5 years of a pandemic. And it was, you know, as we consult with, you know, our folks at the state and we ask questions around this challenge, this is not just a Stratford Public Schools challenge, this is across the state and across the country. You know, part of my suspicion is that there was a latent culture that was created because for so long, we told our families, rightfully so, I mean, we were in the midst of a once-in-a-lifetime global pandemic, if you're symptomatic, stay at home. And for 3 years, we reinforced that. And, you know, every time somebody sneezed, you know, we asked them to stay at home in order to make sure everybody else is safe as well as them. I think, and again, it's not anchored in any kind of research, it's just purely experiential and observational. I do think there was a culture that was created there. So to your point, you know, chronic absenteeism says that if a kid misses more than 10% of any month, they're considered chronic absent, and that puts kids at about 4 days out of the month. So we have a lot of work to do there, and one of the things I think would be valuable is having focus groups, particularly around some of our most, you know, sitting down with some of our most chronically absent kids who have not utilized those excused absences, meaning doctor's notes and all those other things that are excused. We want to learn a little bit more about what impacts your ability or inability to attend school consistently. So there's a lot of work to do there. Myself and Ms. Temple have had recent conversations. We're going to reach out to some experts, but our position stands and is consistent, as you've heard from Board Member Henrik. For our kids to learn at the highest levels, we want them in our schools.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Sunday. We're going to move on to our Chief Operating Officer's report. Ms. Mancini.
Good evening. In the interest of time, I just have one item that I wanted to share with you, and it's with regard to the Community Eligibility Provision Program. We have to notify the state by June 1st that we're planning to continue, and I know this has been very important to the board, but I wanted to assure you that as we move forward to continue the program, that we have in fact identified the fact that the program is breaking even as we had hoped for this year. So we anticipate that to continue, and we will notify the board that we will retain the CEP program at the 6 schools that it is currently in.
Great. Thank you so much. Any questions for Ms. Mangini? Okay. As you can see, Dr. Gaeta was not able to join us this evening, so we will not have the Assistant Superintendent's report. And so that brings us to the consent agenda. I'm going to take the items separately tonight. So I will entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes from April 24th, 2023. So moved by Ms. Wiltsey.
Second.
Second by Ms. Carol Fabian. Any discussion?
Motion to amend the minutes to reflect my comments from the April meeting, in which I proposed that we utilize some of our projected surplus to fund the cost of the redistricting boundary study.
Okay, and that would be on page 4 of said minutes. I have a motion from Ms. Cupie. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Wiltsey. Thank you. All in favor of the amendment? Aye. Abstain? Against? I did that in a weird order. Okay, and so, any further discussion on the minutes? Okay, so.
So we would just need a vote on the
Yes.
amended.
Yes, so a motion to approve, sorry guys, again late, to approve the amended minutes from April 24th, 2023. So moved by Ms. Cupie.
Second.
Second by Ms. Carol Fabian. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Against? Abstain? Great, motion passes 7-0. We'll move on to our personnel document. I'll entertain a motion to approve this month's personnel document.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Carol
Second.
Fabian. Second by Ms. Cupie. Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
Just a quick question. I know that as of the end of April or early May, there were teachers throughout the district that were notified of changes to their assignment and or that they wouldn't be in their current assignment for next year. Why are those notifications not listed?
Because these are, I think I can answer this for Ms. Brown probably, but these are positions that are either resignations, terminations, or hiring. So they're not movement, it's just an actual change in employment, right?
Well, wouldn't those movements constitute a change in employment?
No, that they would be if they no longer have a job, then, but I'm assuming that the movement means that they still will have a position. Did I do okay, Courtney? Okay. Excellent. Ms. Bunnell, did that answer it for you?
For now.
Okay. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Against? Abstain? Motion passes 7-0. That brings us to items for action and discussion. We have two budget transfers that came over to us from the Finance Committee. So I will entertain a motion to approve budget transfer number 1, which is in the amount of $143,767.86. Thank you. Ms. Cupie?
Second.
Second by Ms. Bunnell. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will have a roll call vote. Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Ms. Bunnell?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mrs. Wiltsey?
Yes.
Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion passes 7-0. Bringing us to the second budget transfer, I will entertain a motion to approve budget transfer number 2. It is in the amount of $829,187. And
So moved.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. A move by Mrs. Wiltsey, second by Ms. Cupie. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will have a roll call vote. Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Mrs. Wiltsey? Yes. Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Bunnell?
Yes.
Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion passes 7-0. Moving on to number 2, I will entertain a motion to approve a 1-year food service management contract renewal with Sodexo that includes an increase of 3.9% in management and administrative fees, pending required approval by the state of Connecticut.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Carol Fabian.
Second.
Second by Ms. Bunnell. Any discussion? We did cover this in Finance Committee, so I think we're all set. Great. Seeing no further discussion, we will have a roll call vote. Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Ms. Bunnell?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mrs. Wiltsey? Yes. Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion passes 7-0. Okay. Moving on to number 3, I will entertain a motion to accept the drawings, project manual, and cost estimate, all dated May 1st, 2023, for submission to the State Department of Education as part of the grant application and plan review for the asbestos abatement and new flooring project 138-0115 CV Stratford Academy Johnson House.
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Henrik, second by Ms. Cupie. Any discussion? Okay, seeing no discussion, we'll have a roll call vote. Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Ms. Wiltsey?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Bunnell?
Yes.
Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion passes 7-0. Moving on to number 4, I will entertain a motion to accept the drawings, project manual, and cost estimate, all dated May 1st, 2023, for submission to the State Department of Education as part of the grant application and plan review for the asbestos abatement and new flooring project 138-0116 CV Bunnell High School.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Wiltsey,
Second.
second by Mr. Henrik. Any discussion on that? Okay, seeing none, we will have a roll call vote. Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Ms. Bedell?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mrs. Wiltsey?
Yes.
Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion passes 7-0. Okay. Moving on to number 5. Hold on, guys. Let me make sure. Okay. I will entertain a motion for the Board of Education to accept the following of Form SCG049F, final grant application for the photovoltaic project at Bunnell High School with the Department of Administrative Services, Office of School Construction, and adopting the following resolution accepting the project as complete. Be it resolved that the Stratford Board of Education accepts the Bunnell High School State Project number 138-0110 PV as complete.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve by Mr. Henrik.
Second.
Second by Ms. Bedell. Any discussion on this? Great. See. Oh, did I have? Okay. Roll call vote. Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Mrs. Wiltsey?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Bedell?
Yes.
Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion passes 7-0. Moving on to 5B, I will entertain a motion to approve the following. The Board of Education accepts the following. The filing of Form SCG049F, final grant application for the photovoltaic project at Stratford Academy Johnson House with the Department of Administrative Services, Office of School Construction, and adopting the following resolution accepting the project as complete. Be it resolved that the Stratford Board of Education accepts the Stratford Academy Johnson House State Project number 138-0111 PV as complete.
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Cupie.
Second.
Second by Ms. Carol Fabian. Any discussion on that? Okay, seeing none, roll call vote. Mr. Henrik?
Yes.
Ms. Bedell?
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy?
Yes.
Ms. Carol Fabian?
Yes.
Mrs. Wiltsey?
Yes.
Ms. Cupie?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion passes 7-0. All right, moving on to tabled items. Does anybody have anything they would like to take off the table? Okay. Seeing nothing, we will move on to committee assignments and reports. The curriculum committee, Ms. Carol Fabian, did not meet.
We did not meet, but we will be meeting on June 13th.
Exciting. All right, excellent, thank you. Finance committee, Mrs. Wiltsey, do you have a recap for us?
No, just what you've already heard with 2 budget transfers, good updates on end-of-year grants, and our next meeting will be Monday, the 26th of June.
Wonderful, thank you. School plan planning, Ms. Cupie, Mr. Henrik?
Yes, we did meet on May 5th. Was it the 4th? I thought it was the 4th.
I don't know if it was Cinco de
First Thursday.
It was the first. I think that was the first, right? So we did meet. We had a discussion around some information that we've been trying to get in terms of capacity at each of our schools, right? So for a while now, we've been discussing as a board when we received the enrollment reports that there are some schools with classrooms that appear to be much smaller than others. And in the past, we've been told it's because of the design of some of those schools. So for us to make intelligent decisions and have, deeper conversations about what needs to happen and the pressures that, we're hearing, right, from some of the families and school staff or whatever, in terms of just how overcrowded our schools are. We had requested information to come, to the committee, planning committee, so that we can better understand where, how some of these numbers play out. We still haven't received that information. We discussed, what we talked about last month about paying for the boundary study. So I'm glad to see that has moved forward, so we can make some headway on that, because it's been a point of frustration for the members on the committee. What else am I missing? What am I missing?
I think
that was it, right? It was, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I will say that there was a lot of frustration over the lack of movement on the redistricting survey. I think they'll be very happy. We had hoped it would be further along by now, but I think they'll be happy that the financing is in place now, and that it's moving forward, and hopefully we can get the board, get the committee involved in some of that decision-making process. And again, also with the capital improvement plan, so, yeah.
But I think if we can get that data, it would help us as a committee to start formulating some of our own questions, right? Because I understand the firm that we're gonna hire they're experts at this, but we as a committee need to make sure we can establish to them, like, these are some of the things that we want you to incorporate when you're doing it. Do not move kids it's the last year in that school. Do not, right? Like, we need to be able to come up with those sorts of things, and I feel like we're missing information for us to talk among ourselves and make that list, I guess.
Sure, you bet. That makes sense. Great, thank you guys so much. Liaison committee did not meet this month. Policy review, you guys have not met. Athletic review, Mr. Kennedy? All right, we had a quiet month. The renaming committee did meet on May 9th for our first meeting, and so we discussed our renaming policy, and if you check the Stratford Board of Education website, there is a posting, so if anybody else is interested in having the English wing of the Stratford High School building named after a special someone, then all the qualifications that they need are listed on the website. That will be up until Friday, I believe, right, Teresa? The 26th. And then we will move on with the process, so that's pretty exciting. Other committees, Ms. QPK?
No update this month.
No updates from Kate. All right, CES met earlier this month. One exciting thing, and I think Mrs. Borges could probably give the numbers a little bit better than I can, we have some extra school readiness spots, quite a few extra school readiness spots. Am I correct? How many more now?
40.
Which is an exciting thing, I know.
There's 56 total for the district.
Yes, but we had a set amount for quite some time. I know when I was on school readiness, it had been discussed that how wonderful it would be to have more in our district, and so we do now have more, which is a really exciting addition to our early childhood program, so that's great news that I heard from CES. Stratford High School renovation building needs?
They didn't meet, I don't think, so there was no information there. And just one other thing with the planning, I know we had talked about Honey Spot School, and maybe if we could just get some updates on what the plans are there, so we can kind of incorporate that into our thought process as well.
Sure. We have been working on that. We're near a point where we're ready to release it. Likely, we'll have a conversation with board chair. We'll designate a special meeting to introduce that to this board.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other reports from any other committees or individuals? Okay. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn at 10:18.
So moved.
So moved by Mrs. Wiltsey, second by Ms. Carol Fabian. All in favor? Aye. Thank you so much for staying so late tonight, and have a good night.